So the total I made working on Fiverr for 1 month as a UGC creator is, hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we have a special guest, Miss Penelope. That's her, look how cute she is, oh my God. Today we're talking about Fiverr and how much money I made in 1 month. Maybe it's something that you're looking into doing, so let's get into it. I started my Fiverr profile January 12th, 2023, which was just about a month ago. I just kind of put it up on a whim. I had no expectations. You know, I was just thinking it doesn't cost anything to have my profile up here, so why not? It doesn't hurt, and maybe I'll make some extra cash. So as soon as I put my profile up, I had people messaging me the very next day, which was really cool and also pretty unexpected. But before we get into that, I just wanted to tell you how I set up my profile, because when I first went on to Fiverr for UGC creation specifically, there's obviously so many girls on there that are doing UGC creation, and I was just like, oh my God, how am I gonna stand out? Like, some of these girls have 100 5-star reviews and I'm gonna have 0, right? I'll just make my price a little bit cheaper to give people an incentive to work with me since I have 0 reviews. If you don't know, Fiverr allows a 3-tier pricing system. The way I set up my profile, I had my first tier of $35 for a video up to 15 seconds. My second tier was $45 up to 30 seconds. And then my third tier was $70 for a up to 1 minute video. I was already kind of working with brands on TikTok, so I had a lot of content already, so I just used whatever was on my TikTok to put on my profile. If you don't have that and you're starting from scratch, it's totally fine to just kind of make it up at home. Just take some photos of you holding products, and then maybe just take a 15-second video of you doing a promo clip just to show these brands what you can do if you were really working with them. And it's also a good idea just to do some research on Fiverr, type in UGC content creators and see what the other girls wrote. And I just kind of copied what they did, but like with a twist, you know? I mean, it's just like a little paragraph about yourself. As soon as the next day hit, I was already getting offers. So I was like, ooh, I was getting excited. It was really unexpected, but I really think that because I priced my service so low, people had that incentive to work with me. So I think that's why people reached out to me right away. The first brand I worked with was a sustainable clothing brand, and they sent me about 3 articles of clothing that I shot videos with, and then they wanted the clothing sent back to them. So I had to ship that back, and they paid me $35 for a 15-second video because they chose my first tier. The second brand I worked with was a bathing suit company, and oh my God, the bathing suit was so cute. They let me keep it, which is really cool, because I think that bathing suit on their website was like $80 for the top and $80 for the bottom, and they gave me a top, bottom, and a cover up, and it's so cute. So I'm really happy that I got to get that for free. But then I also did the video for them, and they paid me, I believe they paid me $70. So they chose my premium package, and that was $70. So that was really nice. And then the third person I worked with was an eyelash company, which was such a struggle for me because I don't generally wear eyelashes, so I just have a really hard time putting them on, and I had to put them on like on camera while I was talking, so I was just like friggin' like stabbing myself in the eye with the eye glue. Anyways, that one was the roughest because that was $45. They picked my medium tier, and I sent them the content. First of all, it took me a few hours, I'm not gonna lie, because I was struggling with the lashes, and I edited, so it took me several hours, sent it to them, and they didn't approve it, and they wanted to do it again. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I don't wanna get a bad rating. Like, I swear I would have just told them like I couldn't do it because I hated dealing with the eyelashes, but I didn't want to get a bad rating. This was only my third brand that I'm working with, and I wanted to get the ball rolling and get some good reviews in. So I did the whole thing over again for them, and I sent it, and then they finally approved it and sent me my money. So after working with my first 3 brands, I was like, all right, I got my feet wet a little bit. I got some 5-star reviews. Maybe I could raise my prices, because while I was working, I really realized that, you know, I was thinking like $35 for a 15-second video, it sounds pretty good, right? But once you actually start putting the work in, it's taking me maybe like 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours to film and edit and like set up. So I was like, wait, I'm like pretty much working for minimum wage. Like, is this really worth it? Like, I could just go work at the mall. I changed my prices to $35 just for photos, and then I made it $70 for any length video, and then I made it my third tier $120 for 2 videos. So you kind of get like a little discount if you choose to do 2 videos versus 1. And that's what my prices currently are at. I still get reached out to, but I feel like not as much. But I didn't want to do something that didn't make sense with like time and money wise. I was like, you know what, I'm putting in the work and I feel like I need to get compensated for it to make sense, for this to be something that I want to do in the long run. So the first con is going to be how much Fiverr takes from your cut. They take about 20%, which I think is a really big chunk, especially if your pricing is like mine, where, you know, I was charging initially $35 per video. And then you have the 3% transfer fee when you want to get the funds out of Fiverr and into your bank account. For example, when I did my first video, it was $35, and when I went into my earnings, it said that I earned $28. And I was like, $28? Like, I probably spent 2 to 3 hours on this. I was making, what's 28 divided by 2? $14 an hour. And that's when I really was like, is this worth it? Like, this is straight up minimum wage or under minimum wage. I could literally work at the mall and make more money. The way I see it is maybe you could like negotiate with the brands and have them pay you cash up front or like on PayPal or something and bypass that whole Fiverr situation. But then you kind of risk, like, you know, if you're really gonna get paid, like what if you send them the video and then they don't pay you? My second con would be how many spammy messages I would get. And you know, that's not the biggest deal. You just have to sift through them. However, there was this one instance where I worked with a brand, they sent me their product, I made the video, and then when I wanted to send it back to them, they just stopped responding. So basically, I did the work and I didn't get compensated because they stopped reaching out. I didn't send them the video, but like, I did the work. You know, I spent time, I filmed, I edited, I had it ready to send, and they just went MIA, which really sucks, you know? So just making sure that you're working with professionals and people who are actually going to pay you back and not waste your time. I'm still hoping that this brand is gonna get back to me, but it's been a few weeks, so we'll see. That was $70 I had potential of making, and I really hope they reach back out to me. My third con is how much time it takes for your money to clear through Fiverr for you to receive it. It takes about 11 days, and I just think that's way too long for you to receive your money. I mean, that's over a week, and sometimes I'm just waiting on like $30, and I'm just like, to wait a whole week to get $30, I don't think it's worth the wait. And I think it really sucks that you're just like waiting forever until your money clears. It's always nice to get paid as fast as you can, especially when you finish the work. And that's another reason why I would say to try and negotiate with these brands and see if they could just pay you on another platform. So the total I made working on Fiverr for 1 month as a UGC creator is $120. Overall, I think it's a really good place to start if you want to start doing UGC content and you just don't know how to connect with brands. I think that it's a great place to start doing that, and then I feel like you could slowly start taking these brands off of Fiverr and maybe working with them on a one-on-one basis. Maybe if they liked your first video, then you could continue working with them long-term. I made more than I expected. Like, I really didn't even expect to get this many people reach out. I want to say I have at least a person a day that messages me, which is really cool. And like I said, it's not always someone that I'm going to work with, but the option is there. So hopefully this video helped. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and I will definitely answer them. And don't forget to subscribe.